the PDF downloads of the African Dialogues Volumes 1 and 2 are in the links below the description of this video, including a link to the website DuaneTheGreatWriter.net, where new books 1 to 9 can be purchased from lulu.com in paperback, and the Kindle editions from Amazon.co.uk. Charles. When we speak of the comfort zone and how individuals should get beyond it to discover something new, religious people will often throw it back at us. While we are trying to get the religious people to discover something new, they are also trying to do the same thing for us and deliver us through Jesus. What do you say about the comfort zone that the new presentation may present? Duane responds, we all have our comfort zone, comfort areas, what we're comfortable with, what we like and dislike. That's the personal self. This goes with what we eat, who we know, and what we do. And that's the personal self. These people are simply referring to the personal self. So when it comes to where they are giving you their religious materials, the best way is to respond with light humour. But when you're serious, when these things come to you, then you make them into something literal. When two people go back and forth literally, then all they are doing is exchanging words. A lot of people will know things, and it's religious stuff that the religious people know, so they are sharing it with you. You can take it a particular way, saying how you're not interested, or you can make it a little funny, because it's all the same words, just rearranged. So it's whatever your idea of it is. The best part with what we are doing is that no one is under any obligation to make sure that others accept this or are convinced by it. It's not your job. Your job is like the birds. You fly about and demonstrate. In other words, you share. All we're doing is sharing. We're not here to convince the world. We can't do that. The guides do, and that's why you don't really see them. They play the backside, and we play the front side. We're on the front lines. But it's just that. You're not obligated. And once you understand that, then it's okay. If they accept it, fine. If they don't, then they don't. I do the same thing with the doctors that I relate to. When I have acupuncture or whatever, and they give me forms to fill out, I'll just ask them if this is a test, and if they have the answer book, that I can just apply the answer. Children, for example, are awesome because they are very creative and sneaky. Let them be so. They'll do all these little things, or say things to you about how they meant to do something, but decided something different. And that's cool. Those are little risk takers. The world is what it is, and we're not here to change it. That's not the idea. Everybody has their comfort zone, and all that's fine. But at the same time, you can creatively bring something in that gets their attention for a moment, and see if they're interested. That's all. But you're under no obligation even to do that. But that's your adventure, so you decide. This is my adventure. I created all these things because I like the challenge of confrontation, and you're going to get it. It's not that I present this to the world and it agrees with me. I'm not looking for agreement ever, but when I get it, it's cool. Usually, I get the opposite, where people don't want to hear it, or like it, or it's a cult, or who are you, and you stole this from Paul Twitchell, etc. But again, you have to take the time to learn it. But I just say, have fun. I'm not obligated to make sure they understand what I'm presenting. But my adventure is to take this on and present it to where suddenly all you people are here, and you get some part of it. And that's the cool part. The adventure of life is becoming more aware. It's not unfoldment, being spiritual. All these things are again ideas. It's becoming more aware to where you eventually recognize the isness life is, and you can free yourself from all of creation realistically, and not artificially, because you have some initiations that some computer warehouse gave you, because that's all these initiations are. It's an interesting adventure, and the new nowness is very unique, but it's a toughie, because it's taken people millions of lifetimes to get here, and they're not just suddenly going to understand it. It may take them another 100 lifetimes to figure it out. The rest of your life and beyond. Why put a time limit on it? Are you going somewhere? When I tell people it may take 50 years, and they respond with how they don't have that amount of time, I always ask them, where are they going? We're all in the same life. Where else have you got to go? And if you do have somewhere else to be, then go there. But you're not going anywhere. We're all in the same life, but people have been taught, and that's the indoctrination of the system, and they've set it up perfectly. The Indians never taught their kids this indoctrinated nonsense. They taught them about nature and the reality of what's going on. Here we have created systems that indoctrinate people to stay one-dimensional, so that they don't in any way understand themselves at all, and even the imagination is etched out and not even considered. They will tell you what life is all about. In other words, life on Earth according to them. It's not life. It's not the whole of life. It's according to them and their one-dimensional controlling system. That's really what it is. But they don't say it that way. People will just say, this is what life is, and unconsciously they are thinking how this is life on Earth. They go through high schools, then to college, then get a good job, get paid by the people who deceived them and printed the money, etc. This controlling system is life, and they think they are having a good life. They get to go to theatres, restaurants, get to drive up the street in a polluting car, adding to the demise of the environment. Wow, what a great life!